Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good day in the market. It's November 4th. We're going to look at SPY 0-day options and some technical analysis. Small account challenge. Big gap down this morning. I don't even know what the news was on it. But yeah, get right in. A little bit of a dip first and then just rallied on out of there. Didn't quite fill the gap completely. The 30-minute, let's see where we're at. So we're pinned. This is SPY Day Trading's 30-minute chart. 5 days above us, 20 days below us. Opened here, so right in the middle. Still in this wedge. Kind of towards the bottom of it. Never made it to 20-day today. Let's see. Yeah, so start off with this purple as the precision selling. And then, what was the next one I charted? This white I put in pretty early based on this being support and then this being resistance. And I think this ended up being a good one, as well as gold. Gold was just on this support right here. And then I had red with this precision buying. So I didn't take any trades in here. One possible trade. I didn't have green yet. Green wasn't until here. One possible trade would have been yeah, this just breaking the white here, built liquidity just like it did here, broke it, and then just using green. I didn't have green though, so it would have been this one, I think. Yeah, I broke that pretty quickly, so I can't remember if I had that up there at that point or not, but I didn't take that trade. It's very small structure, tight little range still. Buying did ensue though. The range was pretty big today overall. From there on up, let's see, what was the overall range today? 679.55 to 674. So yeah, almost 6 points. Yeah, almost 5.5. Came up, started tapering with let's see. Well, we had gold from down here. Start tapering then with white right here. Another possible trade. I didn't take it because I was looking for it to bounce and give me some resistance. Another way I could have done it was purple, but it wasn't really selling purple. You can see it was a little less aggressive, and maybe my purple was too aggressive. Maybe there was something a little less aggressive. Kind of like this white, as you can see. I put it here then for support. And then this did end up increasing its trajectory on that purple. So could have taken it here with a stop of white. Kind of a wide range for a stop there. If you did it with purple, it would have basically stopped out right away. So yeah, that would have just been a retracement trade. And then came all the way down here, almost to VWAP. To me, it just looked like a kind of a big wedge. We were in. I pulled my white down here to low of day. Ended up bringing it a little bit lower for that. And then got orange. I saw orange here based on this resistance, flip into support, and then support, and then it became resistance again. So I liked orange. I thought that's probably pretty credible for liquidity identifier. And sure enough, yeah, it did end up selling in that orange for a bit, which is bullish control and just algo I don't really want to be a part of at all. I mean, potentially you can take it in the range there, but it's sketchy. I think I did end up taking some in there. Let's review some of those where we're at. So 10:14, I got a call. I did take this one. Okay, so same way it broke right here. I took it here. Yeah, that's right. So I took it here on the retest. That was a tight structure. Kind of like it was here, but it wasn't as tight. There was a little bit more of a pullback. The bigger the pullback, the more room it has to go up. So it gave me a little more confidence. Did this big stretch. And I'm not sure if I had white at that point or not. I maybe did actually, but I didn't want that to keep me from getting out of it, as you know, sometimes it'll just blow through that. So even if it's a small amount to take profit, I'm opening these up with such tight stops that the risk reward is still good. So in this case, it's green. And it did end up breaking it. So This was a $1 loss, 98 cents to 97. I closed it at 16, so on this candle. Yeah, so basically it broke here, and then I closed it. Selling or buying the white is way too slow for 0-day long calls without a spread, naked ones. So yeah, and then it tapered in this white, and potentially you could get try and call for a top. It's just kind of playing with fire a little bit until it actually breaks it, which was right here. Could have gotten puts on the retest. I didn't at that point. Let's see, what time was it? Yeah, I guess I could have. I'm just building my confidence here a bit with different things. But yeah, that would have been a nice spot for puts. It's just, I think, because there was no retrace, I was kind of looking for a retrace and hoping that it hit white. You can always get so fortunate. And then this one didn't really sell in the purple, like just on that first candle, and then it decreased to the white. These are all red candles though, so potentially it could have held it all the way until that one. Which that would have been a nice trade. Anyways, let's get back to our next one. Next one was 11.25. It was a call. This is actually a pretty big red trade. So first trade's red, just barely red. 25 to 26. Oh yeah. So this was just a trade off of support for a retracement or zombie, as Eric calls it. Zone of mutual interest. VWAP also. There wasn't really structure, so it's more of a sketchy trade, and I treat it as such. It's too bad I got stopped out right there, because it actually could have been a nice little trade. Got it at 11.25 on this candle. It was after it broke the white. I guess I was a little hasty. It was a big green candle breaking the white, and then I opened it and it came and turned into a red candle. I was like, that sucks. And then this candle closed below white, and I'm like, well, I guess I'll close it, because this wasn't nice structure anyways. So it did end up working as a retracement trade, buying this white, which isn't ideal, but that was okay. That's too bad though, because that was actually a pretty big loss. Those midday trades, they can get you. That was 75 cents to 64. So yeah, not much to say about that one. Next trade was red also. 12.11 puts to 12.12. So it came down, broke white, came up, retested it a bit here. I also noticed we're just selling this orange, which I really didn't want to be a part of, until it breaks the orange. Is that what I did here? Oh yeah, this freaking trade. So this, I'm proud that I opened this up, because this is one of those chase type trades, and especially with me just charting and not looking at anybody else's charts, having the confidence to open up a chase trade on breaking in the same direction. The only problem is, so when it does this, typically it's triggering stops, and so volume will pick up and it'll get aggressive whichever way it's going. In this case, it didn't right away. So let's see, you had it break here. You had it break there, really here. I mean, so bigger body candle, closing below. And so I'm putting my purple right here. I'm like, all right, it broke here. It's kind of a chase trade. I'll get into it, and I'll just have tight stop with purple here. So, and if it breaks out, I'll get out. Or if it, of course, low of day, I would have gotten out. I thought maybe get out. Oh, did I have this here? I didn't have this here at that point. Yeah. So I was just looking for some nice big candles to get out of it, more or less. And it broke the purple, but then what I failed to see is that it flipped the gold into resistance so beautifully. And this is one of those trades where I actually I had the time to scale into a position here and just get nice limit orders on all of these wicks, hitting that gold as resistance. And then this being my stop. Yeah, so trying to remember that for the next time. Even though it's broken the channel, doesn't mean it's going to buy or sell in my favored channel or algo. Could be a less aggressive one, at least initially. And in this case, this would have been great. I could have scaled in. Again, like on this type of setup, I'm just not as, it's more sketchy for me. So I'm happy I even got into it. And that's why I was pretty strict on my purple for my stop. But as you see, this trade did end up working out beautifully. Volume did pick up and did sell off a bit. Didn't complete the inverse cup. But yeah, so let me see on that one. 12.19, 12.20. No, that wasn't it. It was 12.11 to 12.12. I feel like I'm improving. So 12.11, was it 12.11 I got in? Oh, yeah, 12.11, 85 cents. 12.12, 77 cents. I was actually, okay, so I had it more like that. So I got in here, and then I closed it on that green candle. Yeah. Yeah, so trying to get a better perspective on it for next time. Just maybe this shouldn't be my stop. Maybe it should be. I need to look at a less aggressive algo for my stop, basically, because a lot of my trades that I'm stopping out of work. Probably not a majority, but that should just help me to get better entries closer to those wider stops. That makes sense. Be more patient for it. So, anyways, I did this and then it started selling. I think this candle, I'm like, oh shoot, it's actually working. And then I noticed, oh, it flipped into resistance. Then I put purple here and I'm like, well, I've got buying power. Let's go. I'll just use purple as my stop. So I actually did end up jumping in here. Another one that I'm happy I did. I think it's good. I think it's good because, you know, everything I saw was could have happened, and then it started to happen, and just bet last, bet big, as Eric says. So given it's a chase, but if you have confidence and you have clear stops and it's tight, you know, go for it. So I did on this one. I wouldn't bet big just because of the nature of it being a chase, so didn't have time to scale up. This one, if I had been a little more patient and let it retest, I maybe would have started to scale into that one, and that would have been a big one, which would have been nice. But this, I think, was my only green trade. So before this, let's see, we had 3 red trades, all very tight, and then this one was 12.19 to 12.20. Not even a whole minute. Or no, it was a whole minute. Yeah, it's actually over a minute. So got it on the beginning of this 12.19 candle, and then closed it like right here, just because this candle started to get kind of slow. It was a red candle, started to get kind of slow. There was no line that it was hitting. This line wasn't here at the time. I had this gold down here. I guess it was coinciding with this structure right here, which is maybe when it started to show itself, because then it did bounce on that perfectly. But this wasn't here at that point, so I did end up just closing it here. Try not to be greedy, and yeah, that was a nice little trade. So that was 75 cents to $1.02, and that made up for the 3 trades prior and made me green. So just a little bit green. And then had a bounce and continued to sell in this gold. Let's see what I do next. Couple more trades. Small red trades. I think I ended up just a little bit red today, actually. Yeah, I didn't trade anywhere in here. It's just a grind in the wedge. So it did end up completing this. Here's the one I was going to enter, and I put a limit order, just never filled. I was hoping to get a little red candle, a little wick down that would have filled me. It wouldn't have had to be much. Could have been quite small. But it just didn't happen. So this line's low a day. So complete the inverse cup. It was selling in white, and once it broke my white, this was the retracement trade I was going for. So it broke the white, held above it, and a lot of volume there too. And I put a limit order on this candle. Basically the price it was right below it. So I was hoping for just a little red, and it would have filled it, or just a retest on here. My stop was going to be this white, so that's why I was kind of strict on my limit. I wanted to just get a nice limit order there. It was kind of a grind up, but still could have been some pretty nice profits. So I didn't catch that thing ball. Yeah, I didn't want to chase it either. My next trade is at 318. So it came up, hit this as resistance. Again, we have white. I don't think I caught that one. No, this one again, I tried to get a fill on it as a retrace. It just didn't retrace enough, unfortunately. So it's fine. Getting happy with missing trades is definitely a good thing. Good for my development. Let's see. Where am I? Oh, so I got one in here. Huh. What? I don't remember doing that. I'm thinking there. Well, that's 218, right? Yeah, that's 218. Whoops. 318. Here we go. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, this trade. Ugh. This. Okay. So, end of day, I'm kind of thinking Lotto's, like, potentially, because it very well could have sold off the 20-day. Played the Inverse Cup and handled many times. We just didn't have a continuation. This was my resistance, and yeah, I got an awesome entry on this one. So entered here, or well, not here, actually, on this candle. So it definitely rejected top of the gold there. Let's see, 318. It's 13 cents, very small. And I got 674s down here because I was kind of getting it for a 20-day move down to here. And these things I got at 318. I only got one of them. And it came down here. I got white, and then I put purple in. Came down here, I was like, all right, if it hits gold, I'll probably sell it. If it flushes through, I'll try and hold till 20-day. I was kind of thinking Lotto anyways, and it came down, broke purple, and I looked at it in here and just checked it just to see the price. It was up 80% right here. And then even here too, it's still up like 80%. I was like, maybe I should sell it. But I was like, no, I'll just Lotto it. Like, I'll have this as my stop. Well, I was thinking this is my stop. But then I put this white one in. Or no, that was already in there. But then I put an alert on it, and I'm like, I'll just have that as my stop. Well, actually, I was thinking of this as my stop, the white. And then it went from 80%, and on this candle it went to 0. Literally just in a second, it went from 80% to 0. And I was like, oh, is this a Lotto or not? And then it just kind of grinded up, and I'm like, I gotta close it. Even though it's a small one, I should have just taken profits on it. I don't know. This is a small account challenge. You can't, and I'm not like I'm up a bunch today where I can just, yeah, because it was up. I mean, the day was very small. My range, I don't know how much I was down at one point, but not too much, maybe $25, and then I came up to, I think, like $5 green. So when it was here, it was 80%. I think it was like $8 or $10. So I definitely should have taken it because I would have basically doubled what I was on the day, more than doubled. But of course, in my head, I've got greed. I'm thinking, well, if it comes down here, it'll probably be like $60. So yeah. But that made me think also that I want to just try and accumulate green trades. I know it sounds ridiculous, but seriously, like, just to improve my accuracy, improve my confidence, and not let green trades ever go red. Just don't do it. And the only problem with that is that I'm going to miss out on the bigger moves at times. It for sure is going to happen if I just take one candle here and I close it and I miss all of this. Like, and you see me do that where I miss a big part of the move and I just get one little part, and that's going to happen with that mentality. But I need to continue to be disciplined about just taking profits. 80% back here I would have been stoked on, given this was a smaller contract size, so 80% wasn't much. It shouldn't be about the dollar amount. I guess I was thinking end of day, kind of a Lotto, and then once it push came to shove with that move up and went to 0, I'm like, I just want to close it. So I did, and then I had a couple tiny trades in a day that put me a little bit red. Yeah, I did close at 329. It wasn't until that candle. Yeah, so I did end up waiting for it to break this white, which was fine. 338. I got to put 338 to 342. Yeah, so that was another one just on the resistance. This time of day, it's kind of tricky though, because oftentimes the move isn't until the last 10 minutes. And so it can just definitely chomp you up and grind you up until then. Sometimes it starts about 30 minutes, but Yeah. For a move to 20 day, it maybe would have started earlier than 10 minutes, but you never know. This one I got here, it did go a little bit green, but of course I'm looking for down here. And then when, you know what, yeah, close that one at 342. Right here, once it closed above there. Then after it closed candles above my gold here, I'm thinking, okay, to VWAP, and I'm like, I don't really want to even trade this. It's such a tight range. So I'm not thinking I need to be looking for puts. They need to grab. I mean, I guess if I move gold up to this resistance, it probably would line up perfectly. Just do it. See. No, it's very close though. If you go to the top of that wick, yeah. If you go to the top of this wick, I had it here though. It tested there like 4 times. So, anyways. Yeah, once it was above there. Anyways, this would have been nice putts. It did break white. I did put in the purple for the precision selling, and I didn't pull a trigger on it. Well, I don't know why. 53 to 55. Yeah, I didn't pull a trigger on it. I don't know. The move it actually made. Well, it's because of that gold. That was the big deal. And I needed to reset my mind quicker because even though it broke out of my gold, it did come down here and break the white, which is always what I was waiting for. And then I had purple I could have put in for a stop. Yeah, just need to be more flexible. Then it came down, and I thought it's probably not gonna have continuation, but it might. Who knows? But I thought as it got close here to support, if it starts to stall out at support and break this steep selling algo, I'll just go long for the bounce. And it didn't really bounce, unfortunately. So after that green trade, let's see, I had 1, 2, 3 red trades. What was that one? It was like six red trades and 1 green trade, and I'm basically break even. So my risk to reward is there. My risk to reward is there. I just need to up my accuracy. And upping my accuracy to me is also just taking profits quicker. And so every trade that's green is going to actually, I'm going to make sure it stays green or at least break even. So sometimes that means more scalpy, which is fine. That's all that I can get. But yeah, there's a couple trades in there. Like this one definitely should take an 80%. I know it's in hindsight, but still. Then I missed a couple. This one should have caught. I'm happy with what I did here with the sell-off, even though I got stopped initially. Where was that? Even though I got stopped initially, I'm happy I got back in. Oh, it's because I moved the gold up. Yeah, I'm happy I got back in. And then yeah, here I tried to get the bounce, which yeah, didn't really work out. So small losses end of day, very small contracts. These contracts were all like pretty far out of the money at that point. You know, only 6-7 cents, which yeah. So kept it small. There they are. They're the trades. Down yeah, $4 on SPY. So not bad. I'm happy with it. I think yeah, something to build on. Today's price action, like yesterday's, I would say was pretty bad for trading, and I guess my account reflected that. It's like one of those days I just need to trade less, just don't trade even, whatever. Today, I would say today's better. It's not great, but there definitely was better moves. And I guess my account reflected that because I'm not more red. But yeah, happy with it. Thanks for watching, guys. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Monday, sticks around. See you tomorrow. Peace out.